Islam or gave dawah or narrated hadith with her face uncovered without any.
I really didn't want to respond, and may Allah forgive me if I'm being rude or disrespectful, but this video left a bad taste in my mouth. Because on one hand, you're starting the video by saying that you support us Muslim women giving dawah online, but then saying that, well, we should worship how the Prophet ﷺ worshipped and how his wives worshipped, and that there's no recorded evidence or hadith of a woman giving dawah without the veil. One, I would say that you should do more research, because there is Sheikh Akram Nadawi, who created the Muhaddithat, which is a book about women scholars and how women in history, Islamic history, their dawah, their information, their books, everything that they had written had been covered. There's probably so many women in Islam that we don't know about. If you read If the Oceans Were Ink, he actually talked about the fact that in one point in time in Islamic history, women's names were not recorded. So you would just hear about women or sister or wife of. So there's so much we don't know because it has been hidden, or just in general because you're one person. There's not much that you can know entirely about the Islamic history of women. Which is why I encourage you to actually talk to women scholars, women sheikhas that have more information and more on this topic that know about it. It's discouraging to me as a Muslim woman when it feels like a slap in the face when on one hand you say, well, you can give dawah, but then where's your proof that women in the past did it? The Prophet ﷺ, it is the best way we can to follow his sunnah. But following his sunnah doesn't mean that we have to do everything that he did. That would mean that we need to pray all the sunnah prayers, do all the sunnah fasts. We're not perfect. We can never be like the Prophet ﷺ. We can try our best, and we can never be like his companions. If what you claim is true, then men, online or in person, should be dressing in thobes, in kufis, should be doing everything, the mannerisms, the emotional intelligence of the Prophet ﷺ. But let's be honest, a lot of Muslim brothers and sisters, we lack emotional intelligence to talk and give advice and dawah the way that the Prophet ﷺ did. And I highly encourage you to read With the Heart and Mind, which is about the Prophet ﷺ's mannerism, his emotional intelligence, the way that he talked to people, the way that he could look at you and tell if you were upset, angry, hurt, or sad. Like, we as Muslims should do our best to follow his sunnah, but at the same time, it's not mandatory upon us. There are things that we do as Muslims that the Prophet ﷺ didn't do back in the day. So I don't think there needs to be hadith or recordings of a woman giving dawah without a veil for us to do it.